that, and we'll just constantly say, well, because Putin has on display their courage on display for the whole world, a constant resupply. It should the burden of proof should be on us.
Constant resupply. Whatever they ask class who is struggling, those who need childcare. Suppose we realize the importance of getting students relief from their student loans so that they can execute their better beings in society. Suppose we just thought about these issues. Suppose we thought about just what's necessary. You know, we are always willing to give them guns, to give people guns to kill. We are always willing to provide to others. Why can't we provide for what's going to be best for a country? Think about this, folks. If we change all those words of war in that sentence from Senator Sass, and we included in that, or we put in that, helping the middle class, solving the problem of childcare, solving the problem of student loans, solving the problems of family leave, and all these other issues, solving the problems of the environment, because they are all existential. Why don't we think that way? Why are we programmed not to think that way? Why are we programmed to forget so easily about our humanity and so often about just the fight?
We spend a lot of time deconstructing. Yeah, why do we? You know, we just lost our connection for a while. We're not actually taping locally, so I'm going to have to pull this stuff down from the system. The buffering a lot now. Actually, what we had was a failure in the on the system network and not the high-speed network that I want you guys to see, and it has to do about the media. So here it goes. I got a message from a good friend that we participate in several organizations, nonpartisan organizations, that is. And one of the questions that she asked, she said, should journalistic objectivity be standard reporting? But I want to read two short paragraphs that I told. Reporting occurrences without opinion illustrate subjectivity. As an example, figure out all the violent crime in any given city, then watch the local news. Do the protagonists of said violent crime on the 6 o'clock news reflect either the totality or proportionality of those in reality? I don't think it does. It's complex. It's a bit more complex, but most of our reporters, including the regular mainstream media, to actually try to discern where it's not commonality, but where the actual math exists. I always tell people BS in, BS out. If the FBI data looks like crap when it goes in because of who actually gets the numbers in there, the numbers that get out is going to be crap as well. Now we take a look at something like Ukraine right now. Ukraine, it has the real sympathetic ear of the United States right now. And we really feel for those people who look like most Americans right now. And we cannot believe that those things are happening in Ukraine. And I mean, worse atrocities continue today to occur throughout the world that we don't see. Remember talking earlier about selectivity of stories, etc., what actually get covered. And we don't see that. So we take a look and say, a lot of people immediately blame Americans and say, look at how Americans are. This white country in Europe gets nailed for who they care. When if we take a look at the totality, our media does not humanize elsewhere like they humanized Ukraine. You can't blame the average American populace for the impressions that they get from the fourth estate. It's not easy to just go blame Americans for that's how they are, how Americans are. No, Americans are reflecting what the fourth estate presents to them. Absolutely. I think that is important. You know, I mean, one of the reasons that I am able to, I don't want to say that forgive is not the kind of word that I want to use because it makes me feel a bit presumptuous in saying that. But one of the, oh, you can't hear me anymore. Huh. Let's see. I think I am on. I can see that I'm transmitting, so I'm not sure why you can't hear me anymore. No, I think you should be able to hear me now. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me yet? Can you hear me yet? I think you should be able to hear me because, again, I can see that I'm transmitting. Okay, great. Great. I was getting concerned. Adegberto almost over. Hope Mom and Ashley are enjoying themselves. Thanks. Good St. Pat's show. Yeah, actually, They went to the doctor just now, and Ashley comes back. She just sent me a text a few minutes ago and said, down 4 more pounds, blood pressure excellent, which I tell you was very important because, as you know, we have to keep her blood pressure monitored for all these strokes that she's had. But so far, she's doing fine. She's on her way back, people. She's on her way back. Thank you guys for asking. And I want to tell you something that we were talking about. And this has nothing now to do with politics or anything. But since somebody asked about Ashley, I just want to bring this up. As you know, Ashley has finished. I don't know why. Anyway, let me go and say. I think others can hear me. Ashley has finished medical school. She's done with medical school. After her stroke, the school worked with her to get. This school is great to get her the last courses that she needed packaged, and she got it completed. And because she had already done all her rotations at hospitals, etc. So all she needs right now is to study for the exam, what they call the step 2. And once the step 2 is complete, she will be an MD. And so that's a test away from being an MD. And then comes what's called residency, where they arrange matches and all of that. And she's not ready for a match yet right now because we have to get her strength up, her left side strong, and by then she will be ready. I say that to say the following, right? What she went through was traumatic. And I don't, the kind of characters that we have is we don't display hurt on the face, or we don't display pain and all that kind of stuff, because the way I grew up is like, who the hell cares, right? But let me digress. I have the best village, bar none, in every aspect of my life. And what I mean by that is I have been lucky. I've been an activist, engineer, been on boards and everything. And when Ashley's stroke came, every single aspect of my life, board of directors from different nonprofits that I'm on, were there for me. My family, there for me. My PDR posse, which is my new family, there for me. My Houston family, there for me. Roberto Lewis, Norman Reynolds, my guys that I see all of the times, there for me. And with all these bad things that have occurred over the last 2 years, and believe me, it hurts like hell. And a lot of times you're like, God, why did things have to be so difficult? Why did they put this young lady through that pain? Why did she have to go through that? Other kids, they go to college, they do crazy things and nothing happens. She did the right thing and got 2 strokes. Still finished. And went through 3rd year with a stroke and 4th year with a stroke. She kept on trucking. And I tell you what did it though. I'm going to tell you something. Don't let anybody, all those individualists that like to talk about the individual, they only care about the individual. I will always care about other people. Especially since, not since it's, I've always cared about other people. But this experience that I had here, in as much as I've had to stay away from Houston now for 6 months, I've been working in a little tiny area for 6 months. I enjoy every minute of it, knowing that I've got a village. Because I tell you what, man, and I mean this from the depths of my heart, I had never, you try to be good all of the times, but you never ever realize how good people can be in your time of most distress. Sometimes you're here and you're feeling bad because, there was a time when Ashley was near death. And I remember getting a call from one of the brothers right here in the chat right now. How you doing, hermano? Fine. So what I like to tell you guys, man, is be good to people. And remember, we're not individuals. We were not designed to be individuals. We are all a family. And all those psychopaths that you hear me talk about that don't want Medicare for all, they don't want people taken care of, because they somehow think everybody wants to be on the dole. Most people don't want to be on the dole. That's why I'm going to continue, and I will continue to fight for the things that I fight for. Because I tell you what, most people are good. My name is so before I go, I just want to tell my PDR village, my PDR posse village, thank you. My brothers outside of PDR posse and in PDR posse, thank you. It has been great. With all the pain, you guys made it possible. My name is Egberto Willies. This is Politics Done Right. I need you guys to know how I end this baby. I am what? Out. Welcome to Politics Done Right. I am your host, Egberto Willies. This is a progressive program that will take the mystery out of politics. This is the program that will encourage you to make sure government becomes we the people. Whether you are liberal, progressive, conservative, or otherwise, you get to air your point of view. We are an independent media outlet that, unlike mainstream media beholden to corporations, we only owe allegiance to you. Remember, you can also send me a tweet at EGBERTOWILLIES. That is at Egberto Willies. Let us engage. It is Politics Done Right.